given your perceptions of the future, interested in the media and Internet of Things career space, what knowledge sets, skill sets, experiences would you suggest they try to acquire as they position themselves for the future, particularly right now, given the environment they're in?
I think, Jeff, that people, students, recent graduates can do their own little mini research studies to try and understand what's happening and what looks like it has potential for opportunity. And data visualization, if you were to take the top stories that you're seeing in the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, or any CNN, any big news media source, and look at what's happening with the visualization of the data, that clearly that is an area that is going to continue to have a lot of opportunity and a lot of momentum. And I think because the pandemic has so many data points, consultants would call them KPIs or key performance indicators, right? There are so many data sets and data points that the field of data visualization is certainly a place where there will be lots and lots of opportunity. I think that's one. I think, I've thought a lot about this because I know a lot of young folks who are in their 20s who have either just graduated from college or are graduating or a few years out and really trying to think about what's next. There's still a lot that can be done in this time, and asking the question about, is it the job or is it just a job? And everyone has to make this decision for themselves and make their own choices about what they're really after. But in some cases, a job is going to be just as useful as the job, because you don't really know where things are going to go. And in this kind of economic and frankly political environment, it's really just about opportunity and opening doors and just trying to bridge and see, okay, well, if I do this, maybe it'll lead to that. And if I meet this person, maybe it'll move to that person. There's also tremendous opportunity to volunteer. And with an election coming in this country this fall, tremendous opportunity to volunteer at all types of organizations, not just for the campaigns. I was involved in a fundraiser last week with an organization called Tech for Campaigns, and literally what they do is set up the tech stack that the down ballot elections and candidates would need in order to run much, much smaller races. And they have such a need for help, and there's lots of opportunities, I think, to volunteer, and then those things lead to relationships, which can ultimately lead to other opportunities.
Suzie, I'm curious, if you were to get a phone call tomorrow, in the next few weeks, from a recent grad who's looking for advice on what they could go do, should go do at this point in their search for employment, what advice would you give them?
I mean, Jeff, I think the first thing would be to really just listen to where they are in their journey on this, and to encourage them to really notice, like, where are they? Are they in kind of a cocooning phase where they're really being thoughtful, doing a lot of self-reflection, just really trying to be present in where am I in this and what do I really want to do? Or are they more in getting ready to get going, where they're researching, where they're learning, where they're trying to develop relationships and networking more, or are they like on the brink and ready to? So I think the first thing is to really understand where are they in this. I think the next piece of it would be being a voice of encouragement and optimism, and just reminding them that this is like the arc of history would tell us that this is going to be okay. I graduated from college in 1987. If you want to Google what happened with the stock market in 1987, it was not an easy time to find a job. So this has happened before. It happened again in 2009, right? And just to give some optimism and some encouragement that it's going to be okay. It might take a little longer and it might be a little harder, but it's going to be okay. The next thing I would suggest is to pay attention to the industries and what you see. Where do things seem like they are going well? So retail, for instance. I had a conversation with the chief marketing officer of Target last week. They've broken every record. Like in Q2, they broke their Black Friday record, they broke their online sales record, they broke their in-store record. Like the business is on fire. And so there are areas of business in this country where things are going incredibly well. Now, what kind of job could you go do for Target right now? you know, who knows? But if you go to their website, you'll see that there are a lot of jobs that can be done virtually, that one job may lead to another job, may lead to another job. You know, you really don't know. So you kind of have to ask yourself, like, do you want a job, or do you have the resources? Are you living at home? Are you being fed? Do you have a roof over your head? And you can take a little bit more time to explore. So every situation is going to be different, but I would give words of encouragement and optimism that it'll work out. It will be okay. It's going to take a little time. And it is, what would we say? We'd say it's normal to feel a little abnormal in abnormal times. And this is for certain a very unsettling, uncertain, and abnormal time.
Suzie, thank you very much. We've been talking with Suzie Reider, Managing Director at Waze. And I want to thank you very much for participating.
You're welcome.